Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to AdamMcKola TV. United have beaten Fulham 1-0 thanks to a late goal from Bruno Fernandes. And look, the performance wasn't much to write home about for Manchester United. But after 2 defeats in a week at home against Man City and against Newcastle, and after seemingly returning to some form of winning form before that with 3 wins on a row, the talk had started again, and it was vitally important that Manchester United got back to winning ways by hook, by crook, by any means necessary, and we did that today. Thankfully, we got a clean sheet in the end, which will be, music to the ears of Andre Onana. We had a makeshift backline in there as well, in terms of Maguire, Evans back together at the heart of the defence. Maguire taking a big whack early in the game as well, and seemingly, carrying a little bit of a head knock throughout that game. I don't want to say concussion because, he wasn't brought off, but he was clearly showing some signs of effect through that. I thought him and Evans did well. And the fullbacks, makeshift again. Delobi moved over to the other side with Aaron Wan-Bissaka returning. I thought, great stuff to keep a clean sheet, but we needed to get a win. And there was times in this game where it didn't feel like Manchester United were going to get that win. There was so many times trying to create an opportunity, not much coming of it. And I felt today, like I said before, we just had to get the win. So seeing that ball hit the back of the net from Bruno Fernandes was absolutely dreamland stuff for me, because I had kind of given up hope. I was kind of pretty sure we were going to draw that game, or maybe even worse, lose that game. We've seen some very good saves from Andre Onana in that second half as well. And Fulham was seemingly coming more into the game after the first half, where it was kind of all United. United scored in the first half as well, and it was disallowed for offside. Listen to this, a subjective offside. What the fuck is all that about? It's the first time I think I've ever seen a referee go over to a screen to judge an offside decision. A bizarre one. Harry Maguire not even involved in the play, at least according to me, not involved in the play, doesn't touch the ball, doesn't affect a defender from getting to him, to Garnacho, who eventually hits the ball across the line for McTominay to stick in. It was a horrendous decision by offside, by the referee, by everyone involved. And look, VAR gets a lot of stick, but it's these referees that are making these decisions on a regular basis. Now you could argue, look, VAR being there is giving them the option to make those decisions and therefore make those outstanding errors, but I just don't get it. How can these guys look at some of these things and decide to give that decision? It was a shambles, and United have been on the receiving end of a shambles of decisions on a few occasions. There was one or two against Arsenal. I think there was possibly a goal against Brighton we could have had. Spurs, another game where and look, people sit here, get the little violin out and be like, Adam, give it up. Why are Man United fans moaning about decisions? But trust me, they go against us all the time. And ever since that decision where Wolves possibly should have had a penalty, or should have had a penalty, when Andre Onana flattened them, United just haven't got anything. And in that instance, it just felt like, go over to the screen and find a reason to disallow the goal. And that they did. And the troubling thing for us as United fans is, we worry then, where's the goal going to come from? Because at the moment, we need a little bit of luck. We need that little bit, the rub of the green to go our way to manage to score a goal. And it just felt like, where's this goal coming from? And it didn't come until like late in the game. It maybe have been the 91st, 92nd minute. Another late winner at Craven Cottage, Garnacho getting one there last season. So getting that win, so important. But look, you got to talk about the performance. I don't think the performance is much to write home about. I didn't like the midfield from what I saw, starting with that midfield, Eriksen and McTominay. I don't think it's good enough, but it did give us a little bit of solidity in there today, and it allowed the front players to go and do their thing. But we're not creating opportunities with that midfield. We're not, coming and collecting the ball off the defenders too much. Eriksen is, but I don't think McTominay really does that. And I do think we have to kind of change things up in that midfield area. You've got Mount, you've got Maino, you've got Amrabat, you've got Hannibal. I know Casemiro's injured now, but you've got all these players. Bruno Fernandes is another one. And somehow we're seemingly falling on picking Eriksen, who hasn't got the legs for 90 minutes and doesn't do much out of possession, excellent in possession. And McTominay, who, alright, is a goal threat in an opposition's box. But we're asking him to play deep in midfield. He's not that guy and he never will be. And I kind of just feel we've got to learn to control games a little more. We've got to do a little bit more in that sense. And maybe you can do that once the results are coming and all that. But at the moment, that midfield ain't the one. That midfield ain't the one, and it needs to change. But the most important thing today was getting the result. The most important thing today was getting the win. Making sure them Wolves are off Erik ten Hag's back. Take that pressure off the manager a little bit. I really want this manager to succeed. I believe in Erik ten Hag, although at the moment, you know, criticised decisions he's making in the midfield. I'm scratching my head at that one and whatever. I want Erik ten Hag to work. I believe in him as a coach, and I believe in him eventually getting right. And that's why I get a little bit worried, you know. People start talking about, oh, Zidane and Amorim and this, that, and bring in any of these managers, they're going to fail. And in Erik ten Hag, I actually think we have one where we can build something for the long term. But we're going through a difficult patch at the moment. So is he. The pressure's showing. Getting this result was massively important today. But we can't chill, because next game's Copenhagen away. You don't win that one, you're possibly going out of the Champions League. You know, then you got Luton at home. Then you got Galatasaray away. You got some very difficult games coming up that we have to win. We have to win. Because if Manchester United go out of the Champions League, the talk's going to all start again about Erik ten Hag. But yeah, I'm firmly behind this manager. I'm so happy with that win today. But there are a lot of things we need to work on. We need to get, you know, on that training pitch, get a proper midfield, functioning midfield that actually works together, because this isn't it at this moment in time. Today we got the result, but we need to start building now, moving forward, and hopefully we see that. But at the moment, we're not. And I wouldn't be surprised if he went with the same midfield again midweek, which would worry me a little bit, to be honest. Because away from home against Copenhagen, a team that, you know, plays better football than Fulham and looked really good in the game against Man United at Old Trafford, it would worry me a bit going with that midfield. But look, today, Man United get the win. Delighted with that. Delighted with the 3 points. Fingers crossed we can push on now. You know, keep a few more coming in. But we have said this a few times, and it's kind of been a false dawn. But absolutely delighted with that today. Bruno Fernandes with another match-winning goal for us. The goals are kind of dried up for him this season. So it was great to see him get that goal. And what a goal to score, 91, 92 minutes. People closing you down, and you've got the awareness of mind to just coolly send them two to the shop. Yeah, Paulina and his mate, see you later, get me a Ribena. And then boom, to stick it in the other corner as well past Leno. Absolutely great stuff by Bruno Fernandes. Delighted with the result for Manchester United, although there's plenty to work on in terms of that team. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you're keeping it like, comment, share, subscribe. Until next time, I've been AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.